Elegance doesn't begin with sequins or pearls. It begins at the seam, where the fabric meets the form, where the lines follow your truth, not fight it. And yet, so many closets hold betrayal. A dress too tight, clinging not in love, but in desperation. A blouse too baggy, swallowing shape as if your body were a secret to be hidden. But darling, you are not a mystery to be covered. You are a silhouette to be celebrated. When clothes don't fit, they speak louder than you intend. They tug, they bunch, they sag, they wrinkle, they turn presence into apology, style into struggle, and still we hold on. We tell ourselves, I'll lose 5 pounds. It was on sale. It's expensive, so I'll make it work. But elegance is not about forcing, it's about flowing. It's not about shrinking to meet the garment. It's about dressing for the woman you are right now. That's where tailoring becomes your silent ally. A blazer nipped at the waist suddenly says power, precision. Poise, a sheath dress that skims instead of squeezes, becomes armor woven in grace. You don't need a closet full of labels. You need pieces that understand you, that move with your breath, that follow your line, that speak when you don't. So let go of the dress that tugs at your ribs. Donate the pants that fall off your hips. Replace them with respect. A fitted jacket that knows your shoulders. A skirt that kisses the knee without clinging to it. When the fit is right, you walk differently, straighter, softer, stronger, because you are not a hanger for fashion. You are the form it longs to follow. Elegance begins at the seam. A garment can lie. It can dazzle on the hanger, gleam under store lights, whisper promises of sophistication. But when you wear it, the truth reveals itself. It clings in all the wrong ways. It shines, not like silk, but like plastic. It wrinkles before you sit. It pills before it's praised. That, dear one, is the cost of poor fabric. And no matter how elegant the cut, how trendy the silhouette, if the material betrays you, the illusion crumbles. Elegant women know this. They run fingers along the hem. They listen with their skin. Because true style is not loud. It is felt. Cashmere whispers warmth. Linen breathes elegance. Silk moves like water against the body. Wool holds structure and memory. Cotton grounds you in simplicity. These are not fabrics, they are languages. But too often, we settle for polyester that clings to the thighs, for rayon that shines unnaturally, for knits that sag by noon. Why? Because it's cheap, because it's easy, because we forget that our skin deserves more. But you, a woman over 50, have earned every thread of quality. This isn't about status, it's about respect. Respecting the years your body has lived, respecting the way you move through the world. A single silk blouse can do more than a dozen synthetics. A well-made sweater outlasts 5 fast fashion finds. And yes, quality costs, but not as much as replacing the same flawed item over and over. So touch before you buy. Feel the weight, test the breath. Ask yourself, will this stand the test of time and me? Because elegance is not in the label. It's in the longevity. It's in the way the fabric folds like memory along your spine. You are not here to wear clothes that pretend. You are here to wear stories woven in strength, in texture, in truth. Let your wardrobe speak softly but clearly. With every step, let the world feel the quality of the woman you are and the fabric that walks with you. There's power in pattern, in a delicate stripe, a graceful floral, a whisper of print that adds character without chaos. But too often we fall for the loud ones. Prints that shout, that spin, that scatter across the fabric like noise without melody. And in the middle of it all, you disappear. Because when the dress enters first and you come second, something has gone wrong. Patterns should not compete with your presence. They should support it, frame it, enhance it, not blind it, not steal the room. Before you speak, elegant women know the print is never the point. You are. They choose subtle houndstooth, a quiet polka dot, a whisper of floral in soft earth tones. They wear a scarf with careful color, a blouse that dances with detail only when the light hits just right, not because they fear attention, but because they choose where it lands. And they choose to let their eyes speak, their voice lead, their presence glow. There is nothing wrong with boldness. But even boldness can be curated. A single dramatic piece, a wrap dress in emerald swirl, a midi skirt with artful geometry, balanced by quiet, by restraint. The trouble comes. When we pile pattern upon pattern, layer chaos over confusion, and hope it reads as fun. But it doesn't. It reads as lost, unclear, uncertain. Elegance, my dear, isn't afraid of simplicity. It doesn't need to distract. It doesn't need to dazzle the eye to be remembered. A woman in navy with a silk print scarf can command more space than a woman in explosions of leopard, paisley, zebra, and plaid all at once. Because it's not the pattern that matters, it's the presence behind it. So next time you shop, ask yourself, does this print echo who I am, or does it mask me in something I no longer need to prove? Print is poetry when chosen well, and you, a woman of experience, of depth, of quiet magnetism, deserve a wardrobe that speaks in rhythm with your essence. Let your patterns be punctuation. And not paragraphs. Let them decorate, not dominate, because elegance never begs for attention. It invites it, softly, surely, always in style. We dress from the outside in, the coat, the blouse, the perfect pair of tailored trousers. But true elegance begins the other way around, from what lies beneath. And too often, it's the hidden layers that betray us. A bra that rides up, pinches down, divides instead of lifts. Underwear that rolls, clings, or shows through every seam. Lines that shouldn't be there, textures that ripple through even the finest silk. It's not dramatic, it's not scandalous, but it's enough to dull the polish. Because no matter how beautiful your dress, if the foundation falters, the whole look loses strength. Elegant women never underestimate the power of a smooth silhouette. They know the right undergarments aren't about hiding, they're about supporting the truth of your shape. They wear bras that fit like second skin, soft cups, wide straps, measured and made for who they are now, not who they were 10 years ago. They visit a fitter, yes, even now, because bodies change. Because self-respect doesn't skip the details. They choose seamless panties that disappear under dresses. Shapewear, not to squeeze, but to smooth, to offer gentle control. Where needed, not oppression, but quiet confidence. And no, this isn't vanity, it's architecture. It's laying a foundation so that everything above it stands stronger, hangs better, feels lighter. Because a great outfit doesn't just happen, it's built layer by layer, decision by decision. And when the base is thoughtful, the rest can be effortless. So take the time, open that lingerie drawer, let go of what pinches, what pokes, what no longer serves your comfort or your elegance. Replace it with pieces that honor your form, that respect your softness, your curves, your posture, your power. Because every day you dress for life, not just for looks, and your underlayers should feel like quiet support, not silent sabotage. So let the world see only smoothness, only confidence, only you, shining from the inside out. That's elegance, where it begins and where it belongs. There's a moment when beauty gets buried, not beneath age, not beneath time, but beneath too much, too many rings, too many chains, too much sparkle, fighting for the same spotlight, a bold necklace, oversized earrings, a stack of bangles, a loud scarf, and somehow the woman disappears. It's the accessory avalanche, where intention becomes confusion, where style becomes noise. And darling, elegance doesn't shout, it whispers, it selects, it edits. Elegant women know the power of restraint. They don't pile it on to prove worth. They place each piece with care, like punctuation, in a meaningful sentence. A pair of pearl studs can hold 1,000 glances. A simple gold bangle can speak volumes. A silk scarf in just the right hue can lift a whole outfit like a soft breeze through open windows. The key is balance. Let one piece be the soloist. Let the rest be harmony. If the necklace sings, let the earrings hum. If the scarf takes the lead, step back from the brooch, the belt, the glittering fuss. Your accessories should frame you, not compete with you. And proportion matters. A petite frame drowns in chunky beads. A tall silhouette can vanish in tiny trinkets. You don't need to be trendy, you need to be timeless. And timeless means quality over quantity, presence over presentation. Invest in the right things. A structured leather bag, a silk square that tells a story, a pair of sunglasses that feel like confidence on your cheekbones. Accessories aren't decorations, they are declarations. They say, I thought about this. I know who I am. I don't need more to be more. So before you walk out, look once more and ask, is this me, or am I hiding behind shine? Eat it, simplify, curate, because the most striking woman in any room is rarely the one wearing the most. She's the one wearing what matters and letting herself be seen. That is the elegance of less, and that is always enough. Some women run from beige, flee from gray, avoid cream, taupe, camel, as if simplicity were a sentence, not a strength. They say, neutrals are dull, too plain, too safe. But elegance knows better, because true sophistication doesn't need to shout to be seen. Neutrals are the canvas where grace is painted. They allow the cut to shine, the texture to speak, the woman to lead. A white blouse, so crisp it reflects light like fresh snow. A pair of camel trousers that glide with quiet confidence. A gray wool coat that wraps you like dignity made visible. There is nothing boring about clarity, nothing forgettable about restraint. Neutrals let you breathe. They create space between trend and timeless. They don't fight with your skin tone. They don't argue with your jewelry. They don't compete with your presence. Instead, they lift it, frame it, elevate it. Monochrome is not monotone. A cream sweater, beige trousers, camel coat. When layered with texture, with movement, with intention, that's not boring, that's mastery. Think linen against leather, wool with silk, cotton beside suede. It's not the color that captivates, it's the composition. And if you want to speak in color, let your scarf be the sentence. Let your earrings whisper red. Let your handbags sing. Because when you build on neutrals, every pop of color becomes poetry. Even black, so often misused, becomes art. When paired with texture, with light, a black knit dress with a leather belt, black trousers with a velvet blazer. Suddenly, it's not absence, it's presence, refined. Elegant women don't fear neutrals. They embrace them like silence before a symphony, because they know style isn't always about being noticed. Sometimes it's about being remembered for the calm, the confidence, the quiet power you carry. So next time you stand before the mirror and wonder, is this too simple? Ask instead, does this make room for me? That's the secret of neutrals. They step aside so you can step forward. You spent the morning choosing the blouse, the trousers, the delicate necklace that sat just so. You checked your shoes, touched up your lip, admired the mirror. Yes, you looked polished, poised, present. And then you threw on the coat, the puffy, the worn, the one that just works. And in that moment, the outfit vanished, because outerwear is not an afterthought. It is the frame around the portrait. The first impression, the final exclamation point of your look. And too many women forget that what they wear over matters just as much as what they wear underneath. That tattered jacket, that dated anorak, that too casual zip-up meant for errands, it whispers unfinished. It says, I gave up halfway. But elegant women, they treat the coat as part of the symphony. They invest in outerwear that holds its own, a camel trench with lines so clean it could cut silence, a navy wool coat that wraps the shoulders like grace in motion. A blazer so sharp it turns denim into dignity. Outerwear is your walking statement. It moves with you, enters before you, lingers after you. So choose it with care. Fit matters. A coat that swallows you, steals your silhouette. A jacket too tight, speaks of discomfort. A sleeve too long, whispers forgotten. Tailor it, shape it, let it hug your form without gripping it. Let the hem fall, just right. Let the fabric flow like intention. And color, timeless. Neutrals that match your life. Navy, camel, black, ivory, or a bold jewel tone that lifts the gray sky and turns heads with subtle authority. The coat is not to be overlooked. It's not just for warmth. It's armor. It's presence. It's elegance in motion. So next time you reach for that good enough jacket, ask yourself, does this finish or flatten the story I'm telling? Because an elegant woman doesn't just dress to arrive. She dresses to be remembered even as she walks away. You glide in a silk blouse, trousers that drape just right, a coat that commands attention, and then your shoes break the spell. Scuffed leather, worn heels, cheap shine that creases before you've even left the house. They betray you. They tell a story you didn't intend. Because shoes are not just function, they are punctuation. The final line of your style sentence. And elegant women never stop at the ankles. They know. Shoes whisper. They echo. They say, she finishes what she starts. A shoe doesn't need to be high to be powerful. It needs to be cared for, chosen with thought, worn with purpose. Flip-flops say vacation. Worn-out sneakers say surrender. Faux leather boots that peel at the edges say temporary. But timeless shoes, they ground you, leather loafers in rich brown or black, ballet flats with just enough shape to say effortless, pointed toe pumps that lift you without pain, ankle boots that carry autumn on your heels. These aren't trends. They're signatures. They belong to the woman who walks with certainty. And let's talk condition. A beautiful shoe, neglected becomes a contradiction. So polish the leather, wipe the soles, replace the heel tip before it clicks like regret on every step. Choose quality over quantity. You don't need 10 pairs that hurt. You need 3 that serve, that pair well with everything, that feel like home to your stride. And color. Start neutral, black, nude, taupe. Then add, if your heart calls, a red pump for power, a metallic flat for evening glow. Shoes are not an afterthought. They are the bridge between you and the world. They carry your story, so let them say, I take care of the details. I arrive with intention. I walk in alignment with who I am. Because elegance is not just how you sit or speak or smile, it's how you step, how you leave, and what you leave behind. You wear the blazer, the silk blouse, the pearl at your collar, and still, something feels unfinished, not in the outfit, but around it. A chipped nail, frizzy strands, lipstick that wandered past its line, because grooming, though quiet, speaks volumes. And when it's missing, elegance falls apart, thread by thread. This isn't vanity, it's awareness. It's respect for your own presence. Elegant women don't chase perfection, they pursue care. They know that hair, even simply styled, says, I showed up. A soft bun, a clean bob, loose waves that feel intentional, not overdone, just present, just thoughtful. They trim their ends, shape their brows, polish their nails, even if the shade is barely there, because it's not the color, it's the message. I noticed. I tended. I am not an afterthought. And makeup, subtle, balanced, aligned with the moment, a touch of foundation, to even the tone, a blush that lifts more than just cheeks. Mascara, perhaps, to open the gaze, not layers of contour, not glitter that clings to creases, just glow, just grace. Even scent plays its part, not strong, not loud, but a hint of memory on the breeze. And grooming isn't just physical, it's the way you hold yourself. Posture that respects your spine, movement that honors your time, the way your bag is not stuffed with papers and receipts, but clean, curated, calm, the way your shoes are wiped, not worn, the way your glasses are polished, not smudged. It's the soft hum of readiness, of being put together, not for others, but for yourself. Because when you show that you've cared, the world reflects it. They look closer, they listen longer. Not because you're loud, but because you're clear. So take 5 minutes, tend to the details. Let your mirror meet someone prepared. Because grooming isn't the frosting, it's the quiet foundation that holds every elegant moment in place. There's a moment in every woman's life when she looks in her closet and wonders, where did I go? Hangers full of ruffles, neon, cutouts, asymmetry, tops that looked good on someone else, pants that felt brave, in a store mirror, but not in real life. It's the weight of chasing trends, of mistaking new for you, of following fashion so closely that your own style got lost in the crowd. Elegant women don't abandon the moment, but they don't become a mannequin to it either. They understand that timeless does not mean boring, and trendy does not mean stylish. They ask, does this serve me? Does this align with who I am today? Because fashion changes every season. But style? Style is built from within. It's the blouse that always fits, the trouser that flatters from every angle, the jacket that walks into rooms with quiet power. It's a wardrobe that tells your story, not someone else's headline. You don't need to wear every color that's trending. You don't need the must-have purse of the month. What you need is to be seen for your essence, not your outfit's expiration date. That doesn't mean avoid trends completely. It means use them as accents, not anchors. A trending hue as a scarf, a modern cut in a classic fabric, a fun silhouette, balanced by restraint. Let the trend serve your style, not swallow it, because the woman who knows her look never fears what's in or out. She builds her closet on foundation, not fads. She dresses for memory, not marketing. And every piece she wears feels like her, not like permission. So take stock, strip away what no longer sings, keep what hums in harmony with your reflection. You are not here to impress a runway. You are here to embody your rhythm, your wisdom, your beauty as it stands, not as it's sold. Elegance isn't bought in a season, It's built in the quiet refusal to be someone you're not, and that will always be in style. Sometimes it's not what you wear, but what you forget. Not a button undone, not a wrinkle missed, but the quiet absence of intention. A simple dress, perfectly cut, perfectly plain. And yet, it whispers, I'm not quite done. Because even the most elegant silhouette needs a signature. And that signature is found in the finishing touches. Elegant women don't pile it on, but they also don't leave it blank. They understand. Accessories aren't decoration, they're punctuation. They're the accent note that completes the chord. A silk scarf tied just so, a gold bangle that catches light when you speak, a brooch that says more than a monogram ever could. Without them, you risk looking unfinished, unclaimed, like a sentence without a period, like a room without light. And no, it's not about money, it's about meaning. The pearl earrings passed down from your mother, the leather handbag chosen for its shape, not its label. The belt that defines not just your waist, but your taste. These aren't extras, they're essentials. They say, I saw myself today. I completed the look. I brought intention to the surface. Because elegance lives in that choice. Not just the dress, but the pin placed just beneath the collarbone. Not just the coat, but the gloves that match the moment. Not just the hairstyle, but the barrette that lifts it with grace. And if you wear glasses, let them speak. Choose frames that flatter your face, reflect your spirit, not just correct your vision. Even a single ring can shift a look from basic to composed. The absence of accessories isn't minimalism, it's missed opportunity. So pause before you leave the mirror. Ask, what is this outfit missing that only I can give it? Maybe it's a bold lip. Maybe it's your grandmother's locket. Maybe it's that silk square you've never dared to wear. Add it. Own it. Let it be the exclamation mark at the end of your quiet sentence. Because the most powerful style isn't loud, but complete. And you, in all your refinement, deserve to feel whole down to the last brushed gold detail. There comes a time in every elegant woman's life when she stops asking, what's in style? And starts asking, what speaks for me? Because style, real style, is not stitched in trends. It is sewn in wisdom, in intention, in the grace of knowing better. She no longer shops to fill silence. She curates, she edits. She says no to clutter, to chaos, to clothes that do not honor who she's become. She knows that a good fit isn't about size, it's about dignity. That fabric is not just texture, it's truth. She chooses neutrals, not for safety, but for strength. She avoids loud prints, not because she fears color, but because she values clarity. Her accessories are not decoration, they are punctuation, soft gold at the wrist, a scarf that echoes a memory, a bag that doesn't shout but lasts. She steps into rooms not with noise but with presence, because she has learned elegance is not born from price tags or perfectly symmetrical makeup. It's born from care. From awareness, from honoring every layer of herself. She tends to her shoes, she tends to her hair, she tends to the small things that speak without words. She no longer dresses to rewind time. She dresses to celebrate it. And when she passes, she leaves something behind. Not perfume, not brand, but essence. She is remembered, not for the label, but for the balance, the poise, the quiet power of someone who knows exactly who she is. So, dear woman, over 50, over 60, or simply over doubt, know this, you don't need more. You need what matters, a wardrobe that fits your rhythm, pieces that carry your grace, textures that echo your depth, color that kisses your spirit. Let go of the mistakes, let in the refinement, And let your mirror show not just beauty, but alignment. This is not about rules, it's about freedom. This is not about fashion, it's about identity. You are not dressing to be seen, you are dressing to be understood. And that, above all, is the most elegant truth of all.